My name's Craig Schultz and I'm a home business entrepreneur. I've been in business for around 20 years now. I started my first business age 22, owning a gym, and I moved on into what I call now the home business, the new age lifestyle, where I have business now in 100 countries around the world, and I travel the world day after day after day. Last 2 years have been 26 weeks each year in different countries around the world. It's possible now because of the new age technology, because of the internet, because of social media, because of smartphone technology. So everything is possible to do from home. So I thought I'd put together a short film for you to watch on the day in the life of an entrepreneur and what is possible. So just a little bit about my story. I grew up on the west coast of Tasmania in a very small mining town called Queenstown, and it was an incredible upbringing of some amazing experiences. I grew up in a small family of four, but I had lots of friends and family living in the location, and we were able to experience some amazing things. So we lived near a beautiful big lake, so there's lots of fishing and jet skis, and we were able to grow up and really have an adventure. But I did have to leave home when I was about 15 because I wanted to further my education. So I pursued a degree in engineering. So at 15 years of age, I moved on. I did year 11 and 12 and then got into university and did 5 years of university, and that there was, I guess, the path I wanted to take: get a good education, get a good job, and I became an engineer. And after 2 years working as an engineer, I realised that for me, trading time for money just didn't really fit the way I saw earning possibilities. So I fired my boss as an entrepreneur and I set off on a journey to South Australia, the city of Adelaide, and beautiful city, and it was a big upgrade from Hobart, a small city in Australia, to Adelaide. And I went over there to follow my sporting passions and my sporting dreams, and things didn't quite work out there, but what did work out was I continued my passion for the fitness and wellness industry, and I set up a gym when I was around 22 years of age, and that was a really amazing experience. I had zero business experience, I had zero really anything experience at the time. What I had was absolute massive desire. I had work ethic. I had, I guess, a never give up type of philosophy, and I made that business work. And after 3 years, I was a multi-award winning trainer with that business. I was South Australia's Fitness Professional of the Year, and I approached the owner of the company, who was looking to expand into Melbourne at the time. So I packed my bags and took up that opportunity and helped him expand his business into Melbourne, and worked with him and set up 22 different franchises, and I own 5 of them myself. And I always look back at time and business and trends and the way business was done when I set up my first gym. Everyone had access to the internet, but there wasn't one single social media platform. The phone you used was one you could really call and text, and in around 2006 everything had changed. Everyone had moved onto social media platforms. Everyone was now getting smartphone technology and using app-based technology, and owning a bricks and mortar business started to fall outside of my model and my vision of a way to earn income. I knew what was possible with the internet, I knew what was possible with social media, certainly knew what was possible with app technology, and I read a book, I listened to an audio in fact, Professor Paul Zane Pilzer talks about the next millionaires, and that was from 2006 to 2016. They were going to be people in the niches of information, they were going to be internet-based businesses, wellness-based businesses, distribution-based businesses and technology-based businesses. And I made a decision then that I was going to be one of the next millionaires. So I started transitioning out of the traditional business model into something home business, and the key point of that was transition. I kept my security in my traditional business while I built my future and my vision, and I joined a company called Genesse Global in 2011, and that's been fulfilled all my dreams that you could possibly imagine. When I started there, I was doing very, very well. Since being involved with Genesse Global, it's really amplified my life in every single category. I've been able to build a massive property portfolio. I now have a business in 100 cities around the world. I've travelled to places I could only ever have dreamed of. I live in a suburb in Melbourne, Australia, in a beautiful home in an incredible suburb, and I've recently just purchased a home away from home, which is where we are right now. And I think back on my journey over the last 15, 20 years, it's been a humbling type of journey. I've done the hard yards. Leaving home at 15 was challenging. Moving from Hobart out of my comfort zone and owning a business at 22 was challenging. Expanding into Melbourne and taking a risk there was challenging. But I've got massive dreams and desires and an absolute will to do whatever it takes for success, and home business is where it's at. It's my future. I'm forever grateful to the company Genesse Global, who has helped me fulfill all my dreams, and I look forward to my future generations being able to be a part of this incredible journey. We're in a bar called the Arbory down in South Bank in Melbourne, Australia. This is the heart of Melbourne. Down here, the vibe is absolutely buzzing. The Australian Open's on, and I absolutely love Melbourne. It's a place I call home. I have lived in multiple cities of Australia, and Melbourne for me captures everything that I love about life. It's food, it's culture, it's wine, it's sport. There's fashion, energy. There is absolutely everything in Melbourne. It's a vibrant city. It's one of the most livable cities in the world. I'm going to raise my family here, and it's certainly the place that I call home. So the home business lifestyle is being able to take your office from wherever you want, whenever you want. I often set my base up at home, but will work in multiple locations on a daily basis. So I'm here on the Maribyrnong River at the moment, just having a bit of a break before heading back home to do some more work. So the home business entrepreneur, when you can access the internet, when you can access your phone, when you can access social media, when you can communicate with people, anything and everything is possible. So I encourage anyone that's open-minded to look to become one of those new age home business entrepreneurs.